I got to tell you right now, if you are not creating podcast style content in the year 2026, you already behind the eight ball. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Working professionals, creators, entrepreneurs, I need y'all to tap in. Listen, if you're tired of fighting distractions at home or bouncing around from coffee shop to coffee shop, then Bamboo has exactly what you need to be able to lock in and get your work done. In addition to having flexible meeting rooms and event space, they've got a community that actually supports you while you're in the building. So if you're ready to lock in some space right now, guess what? I got you. If you head over to bamboocowork.com right now and use the promo code Black Friday 20, you'll get 20% off any of your rental bookings. Don't waste any more time. Head over to bamboocowork.com and take care of that. Use that promo code. I'll be seeing you at a Bamboo location sometime soon. Now, let's go ahead and get back into the episode. What up, though, Black Fridays family? Welcome back to another installment of the Black Fridays podcast. Before we get into today's episode, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment, and send some videos to family, friends, and loved ones so that we can keep this thing going. All right, now that I got that business out of the way, I got to tell you right now, if you are not creating podcast style content in the year 2026, you already behind the eight ball. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. There's over 500 million people that are projected to be listening to podcasts across the world by 2027. That's next year. Right now, we're just at the threshold of 500 million, and I'm talking about 600 million plus people listening to podcasts by next year. And guess what? 90% of the time when people listen to your podcast, they are going to complete the entire episode. Not to mention, there are so many other opportunities that you are missing out on when it comes to podcasting. Because guess what? People tell you that it's saturated, it's a lot of work, and so many things. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's definitely not saturated. There are hundreds of millions podcasts that are registered out there. But guess what? Only about 500,000 are creating consistent content like your man's and putting out content on a month, at minimum, a monthly basis. So I want that to be food for thought for you because the market isn't as saturated as you think. They say that everybody got a podcast mic and we need to start taking away a lot of these people mics. I don't completely disagree with that. We definitely need some regulation in the game. However, there is plenty of space for you and your voice. And I want to give you the reasons why I want you to start podcasting and figuring out how you're going to start your show in 2026. Now, listen up, my content creators, my small business owners, I'm talking to you specifically. This is why I want you to start considering how you can leverage podcasting into your work stream. Listen, in this economy, every dollar counts. We all trying to get to the bag and we trying to stay in that bag. And so in order to get there, what we need to start considering is what is going to be our pathways to being able to achieve the goals that we set out for the year in our business, for our creativity, for the people that we serve. So if you're a small business owner, a creative, and you are stuck on what is going to be your growth strategy moving forward, how are you going to better serve the people that you make promises to through the work that you do, well, you have come to the right place because we're about to get into this podcasting bag and we're going to figure out how to make it work for you. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I think that podcasting is probably the most underrated form of being able to grow one's business. And I'm going to give you 4 reasons today why you didn't know that podcasting is a secret weapon that you need in order to grow your business and your brand. First one, off top, it is a content creation hack. Anybody who has a small business or who is a content creator, and I get a chance to talk to them about podcasting and why I love it so much, is because it is the absolute content hack. It allows me to be able to show up on social media and other platforms on a consistent basis without me having to put in double the work. And the reason why I say that is because with long form content, if you have something like a podcast, you have the opportunity to be able to chop that up into so many different other mediums of content. If you start with video, you have an opportunity to upload it to YouTube, and now you have video podcast. If you take the audio from that video and you upload it to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, now you have a podcast that's on streaming platforms. And if you put your podcast into a platform like Opus Clip, then now you have social media clips to put on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram Reels, and the list goes on. You can even take the conversation that you had during the podcast and turn that into a blog post. You can slice it up however you want, but podcasting is the ultimate content hack, being able to take long form to medium form to short form. So if you want a cheat code in order to be able to show up more on social media and different platforms, you need to start considering doing the video podcast. And why it's important, because the more that you show up, the more recognition that you get and the more opportunities you can create for the business that you do. Number two, what I truly, truly love about podcasting is the opportunity to grow and build my network. I get a chance to come in contact with so many different people who, if we didn't have the platform of a podcast to be able to communicate with each other and have conversation, I don't know when I would be in the same room with them. So it goes so much further to invite someone onto your platform, for them to share their story, for you to learn from them to learn from you, versus how people typically reach out to other folks and say, hey, I would love to take you out to lunch, take you out to coffee, pick your brain, because it's very much one-sided. And it's very hard to not build rapport with someone, especially when you sit down with them for an hour or so and having meaningful conversations. So it's the ultimate networking hack. You get a chance to know people well enough if you're paying attention and listening. You get a chance to know people well enough in order to gauge if this might be a good person to have in your network moving forward, or is this a one and done deal, which is perfectly fine. But nonetheless, you now have that connection point, and you never know where those relationships can take you. Who might see your episode, who might want to do business with you from connecting with that person and doing that episode. So keep that in the back of your mind when it comes to developing and growing your business by being able to expand your network. Number three, one of the things I really appreciate about podcasting is the opportunity to build your personal brand. And you can do so in so many different ways. Number one, you get a chance to improve your public speaking skills. You can get in front of a camera, become more comfortable being able to understand how you can get to your talking points. And also, if you venture out into live podcasting or having guests, you get a chance to really understand how you can navigate a crowd or navigate a conversation and be able to be quick on your feet and think at the drop of a dime. And I think that those are all essential skills in terms of developing your personal brand. In addition to that, 90% of people are listening to your full entire podcast episode. It is a level of intimacy that you build with the listener by showing up on a consistent basis. That could be weekly, bi-weekly, however you decide to do it. But there are not a lot of platforms or mediums of content that are going to allow you to develop that level of intimacy on a consistent basis outside of podcasting. And number four, this is the big one, because this is where we get to the bag. This is truly where you can be able to grow your business from a revenue and financial standpoint. And that is, podcasting is a marketing opportunity. You can create a podcast that is strictly about your small business and being able to talk about the different services that you have. You can have customer testimonials. You got partners talk great about what your business is and how it is working with you. And you get a chance to drive the narrative around that brand. You are in the driver's seat. You get a chance to understand how you want to deliver this information to the people who need to hear it. You get to actually curate your audience, because if you're doing this intentionally, you're going to find ways to figure out who exactly you need to be talking to, or you should already understand that based on the type of business that you're in. And then you need to figure out how you're going to deliver content that's going to resonate with them. I'll give you a quick example. I'm getting to my coaching bag, and this is something that I want people who work in this industry to do a lot more. If you are a realtor, I feel like you should strongly consider doing a podcast. And this is why. Because there are so many nuances to purchasing a home, a property, whatever it is, that people need to be educated when they're going through these processes. So for example, I think about first-time home buyers and the level of education that goes behind purchasing your first home. If you decide to specialize in that, what you can do is developing a podcast talking about what it takes in order to purchase your first home. And there's so many topics you can talk about. This show could literally run forever. You talk about the type of credit that you need to have. You can talk about the inspections that you need done. You can talk about permits and things that you would need depending on what state or city that you live in. You can craft your own narrative around the work that you do and provide value to people instantly, so it makes it a lot easier to do business with them on the back end. And when that is an easy process, then it is easier to make money. So real quick, let me run through those cheat codes one more time. Number one, podcasting is a content hack. Number two is opportunity for you to be able to build your network. Number three, you get a chance to develop your personal brand. And number four, you are able to use it as a marketing engine in order to generate sales. And I want to leave y'all with this example that I have that encompasses a lot of those cheat codes. And the story goes like this. I was talking to a fellow podcaster, and he was telling me about why he started his show. He was working in the insurance industry, and he literally started his platform because he wanted to invite potential guests onto his show because he felt he had a hunch that it would lead to a better chance of him closing deals with those potential customers. And guess what? He was right. He said it helped him close 80% or more than 80% of his deals moving forward with those customers because he got a chance to get in front of them, have a value exchange in terms of the conversation and the platform with the podcast. And then that allowed him an easier route to be able to do business because you get a chance to instantly share value amongst each other. And like I said, have meaningful conversations and build meaningful connections. And so I had to share that story with you because I felt like it's super powerful and encompasses everything that I've been talking about today. And I really want you to strongly consider diving into the world of podcasts to be able to up your content creation game, developing that personal brand, being able to better market your business, and also being able to expand your network in a meaningful way. And if you're interested in doing this, guess what? I'm here to help. I am developing a podcast community where we are going to get together and hold each other accountable in terms of developing our content, growing our brands, being able to put out the best quality product when it comes to creating platforms. And I'm doing so in the community. And what I want you to do is to go ahead and check out my website right here, www.blackfridayspod.com. And you can also click the link in the show notes in order to sign up for more information about how you can join my podcast community. We're going to hold each other accountable. I'm going to give you tough love if needed, but you are going to learn so much about this podcast game and how you can build a business around it in order to support your goals, dreams, and visions for yourself and your future self. So make sure that you tap in with that. You can find me at Black Fridays Podcast on all platforms, at Denzell Turner on all social media platforms as well. As always, I appreciate y'all tapping into the Black Fridays Podcast. I have some more phenomenal guests that's going to be showing up on the platform soon, so make sure that you stay tuned. Hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure that you hit that notifications button as well. And then leave a comment on this video for any questions that I can answer about podcasting, business, creative. I want to know what your questions are. So make sure that y'all tap in, and I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Peace.